So hey, you're looking at moving to Virginia Beach and exploring what would it look like to live on a golf course, or maybe you've been dreaming about this your entire life. There are a wonderful variety of golf courses all throughout Virginia Beach, some of them public, some of them private. We're gonna cover what the different price points would look like to live on a golf course or in a golf course community today on the Living in Coastal Virginia channel. The first community we're going to be looking at is Kempsville Greens Golf Club. This is a public course, so you can come and play. I believe the green fees are about $20 for 9 holes. And this first home is kind of the barrier to entry. This is what it's like, the lowest possible option, not being in a, say, a condo. It's sold right around the kind of the $415 mark. I see $416 in my notes. This is a recently renovated home, and it's on the golf course. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,800 square feet, a brick ranch built in the 1960s. So let's take a look at those photos and kind of get an idea of what it looks like inside. Like I said, brick ranch. You've got the wonderful car, 1.5 car garage there. The front porch is a little bit skinny. I'd like to see kind of more of a deep, true southern front porch at like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot, or even 12, so that you can actually get 2 sets of chairs in there. But the kitchen looks really nice. I'm not a huge fan of these photos. Whoever used this fisheye lens, I don't think did a great job, and they decided to take it like 3 inches from the ceiling, so it looks kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Flooring looks great. Everybody is into these grays and blacks nowadays, or grayish, I think is a huge one. But the shower looks absolutely fantastic. You have a nice little bench in there. This would probably, the way this looks, is probably the primary suite, or might be a Jack and Jill. Kind of hard to tell from the photos. Again, photography, it just goes such a long way. Hire a professional if you're gonna do this. But the old wood floors in here, these are real wood floors that were installed in the 1960s. It looks really good. Most of the brick ranches in this area built around this time frame are going to have real wood floors, probably oak or pine. They have got a nice deep soaker tub in there. They did a good job. I really like that they decided to put an emphasis into kind of a design aesthetic and have the plumbing come directly out of the wall. That looks really cool. Still got a, this is definitely the primary suite. You've got a nice large shower in there with the glass door. That's a nice little touch. It's not a huge home. 1,800 square feet is not enormous. It does look like they have a real wood fireplace. I will note at this price point, a lot of people convert over to gas just because it keeps it clean. It's a little bit easier. And then if you go into the backyard, you'll see that you're backed up directly to the golf course community. They don't really have a good photo of this. Again, proper marketing sells homes at a higher price point, and you would want to show that off if this is what you're going to sell. Now, this home did sell because the market we were in rather quickly and above list price. So, what do I know? Now, location of this home is just south of Mount Trashmore and Town Center. Mount Trashmore, if you're not familiar with the area, is a large mountain of trash that they put basically a park over top, so you can run hill sprints, and there's a trail there. There's a kids park and a little skate park. I think we have some footage of that's being shown now. And then Town Center, which has things like Cheesecake Factory, the Funny Bone. It has a mall with an REI. Has a lot of great shopping within maybe 5 minutes drive. It's very, very close to this house. Moving on up to 1244 Smith Cove Circle in Virginia Beach. This is on Cypress Point Country Club. This is still a public course, or allows the public to access it. For 9 holes, it's another $10, so this is gonna be $30 more. Rated a little bit higher on Google at 4.4 and tucks up right against Lake Smith. Now, Lake Smith in Virginia Beach does not have access to like the waterways and the inlet, so you could probably drop a kayak or maybe even put a boat in there, but you're not gonna get very far. But you can get some waterfront views in this neighborhood. Now, this is just north of Town Center, so again, you still have access to all that shopping, grocery stores, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, all the other things that you would need within a 5-10 minute drive. I think Botanical Gardens is probably less than a 10-minute drive. If you need quick access to the airport, this would also be a great option because it's less than a 10-minute drive to the International Airport. And Chicks Beach and First Landing State Park is probably more of like a 12 to 15-minute drive. You're definitely gonna love a neighborhood just like this if you're looking for something that's highly walkable, has some trails, and there's public sidewalks, so very, very walkable. Lots and lots of people are out and about all the time. Plus the golf course here is very pretty. Now, this home sold this last year at $533,000. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, and 3,100 square feet. There is no HOA and no flood insurance, being close to the water, so that's a big bonus. Now, this house is totally reminiscent of anything that was built in the 90s. It looks like a 90s house. Some people mockingly call it the McMansion style. Some people love it, some people hate it. Let's dive in and take a look at these photos. The exterior of this home is what's called a synthetic stucco. There were some issues with these when they were first built, depending on how it was done. And so you want to make sure that you get what's called an EIFS or a stucco inspection to make sure there's no rot or wood issues behind that stucco. The exterior of the home is very pretty though. Again, gray is super popular today. You've got a nice large garage. I will say this house probably could use a little bit of updating. I cannot stand, I've stated this many times, these crystal light fixtures. I just don't know how they were popular, especially when we all know that they were fake. I just don't like the look of it. Same thing with fake bronze and brass though too. Not a huge fan. The flooring in here looks absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of that. I will say when I hire a stager to go through and I'm looking at selling a home, because I hire a stager to go through and give a consultation, they definitely would have told them to get rid of this red wall. It is a very polarizing color, and you are trying to make your house as appealing to the broad of an audience as possible. I would have gotten rid of that big time. You know, kitchen dining area it's okay. It's nothing huge. I think putting a little bit of time and energy into refreshing this, maybe adding some greenery on top of there, some crown molding on top of the cabinets that are along the top, maybe painting that island a different color other than wood would have made a big difference. These are probably the stock cabinets that were installed in the 1990s. You do have an over-under oven, which is great. That might be a convection style or an electric style. Primary suite has a nice kind of staged tray ceiling. You can tell that's definitely king size, nice large cabinets. The primary bathroom with the dual vanity, you can probably see that these are builder grade cabinets. Nothing all that impressive. If they went through and redid the paint and maybe put a new top with some hardware on here, frame out that mirror and put in some new lighting, this would look a lot better. One of the other things I see consistently in listings that help things sell really quickly is a coat of paint and carpet. Now these are the largest parts. It's kind of like making the bed in the bedroom. If you just make up the bed and don't pick up the rest of the room, it makes the entire room look better because the bed makes up a large portion of the visual space. So painting and carpet, if you were to go through and do anything and put money into things, would probably make the largest visual impact on the appeal of your home. Some of these carpets definitely look dated. The backyard, however, is probably where the gem is at. I mean, just look at this outside living space. It's absolutely gorgeous. They should have put a good photo of this house in context of the golf course. The golf course is actually on the front side of the house, but this entire neighborhood is laid out really uniquely, and what I would say is reminiscent of what someone's probably going to be looking for when they're looking for a golf course community. They're looking for a little bit of space and tons of green space visually so that when you walk out of your house, you don't feel crammed up against everyone. 1636 Day Cove is currently pending at $850,000. It'll be interesting to see what this actually sold for. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 4,478 square feet. This is located in Broad Bay Country Club. This is a private golf course, so the only member is going to be able to get in there. They do not disclose what their fees are on their website, but if you look at what fees look across the nation, they're going to range anywhere between $300 and $700 a month. Some of them stage out their memberships on whether you have access to the food and events and whether you're able to go to the pool and pool club. Some of them have golf memberships only, so that's something that you'll need to explore. But it does have a good rating on Google, 4.3. This is located in the north end of the Great Neck area. I believe the oldest, or one of the oldest homes in Virginia Beach and all of Virginia is in the same area. You're gonna get very little traffic in this neighborhood. Basically, the only reason you should be in this neighborhood is if you are one of the neighbors or servicing one of the houses in here. So it has a very good sense of privacy if that's what you're looking for. This neighborhood is about 7 to 12 minutes, I'll use those obscure numbers, from Chicks Beach and Hilltop, First Landing State Park. So if you're looking for access to an outdoor lifestyle while having a very private neighborhood, it's not going to be a gated community, however, but you're going to get a large sense of green space because you're in the golf course community area. And the lots here are quite large. There is a large portion of homes on the waterfront that are right across the way from First Landing State Park. So if you're looking for an amazing view in a golf course community, this could be an amazing selection for you. Now this home was built in 1987. 80s architecture just does not do it for me, but someone obviously loves it enough to purchase it. Just this exterior and look for me is not what I personally am attracted to. Nice hardwood floors though, and plenty of natural light. Again, grays being used all throughout the property. Some nice hand lighting throughout, so plenty of light. That is excellent. Here's another good example of potentially needing to clean or replace carpet. Looking at the photos, I'm not that impressed. Their staging, however, and their decor looks really, really good. I like the dedicated dining area. You can see the kitchen. Interesting enough, is a decent size. Oh, and 3 full ovens. That's a really cool option. Nice gas range there in the center island, and they spent a dime on this refrigerator. Huge refrigerator with the panel cover to match the cabinetry, which is a really nice touch. Now, stepping it up in price point, this is where you start to see little options like this, where you see the fireplace in the primary suite. That is a nice little option. It does look like that is a potential real wood fireplace. It might be converted to gas. They have an awesome little deck patio up on the 2nd floor overlooking the backyard pool, and this is the price point where you really start seeing the views from the actual house. You can see the golf course in the backyard. It almost makes you feel like you're out in nature, obviously with a groomed green lawn. That's perfect, which doesn't happen in nature. Primary closet space is enormous. You can tell they went through and spent a little bit of more money on the bathroom here with a little bit more custom cabinetry, granite countertops, really nice tiled large master shower there. Coming into the backyard, we're showing off at what the price point, what you're really getting for your money. Lots of decking, patio, stonework, trellis work. Gives it a great sense of privacy, while at the same time you can see yourself hosting parties here. Now, if you want to go all out and you've saved your money and you're looking at grabbing a fantastic place on probably one of the most premier golf course clubs in the area, and also in one of the most sought after, probably retirement slash just really nice communities. I've been in this neighborhood several different times to show homes, and I'm always impressed at how gorgeous it is in this neighborhood. It's considered Lincoln Park, but you could also probably call it south part of Bay Colony. I just adore this neighborhood, partially because it feels like a traditional neighborhood, and you still have access to the beach by bike or walking if you're willing to make that trek. And if you want to visit the main Ocean Strip area, this could be a place that gives you access to all of these things within a relatively short distance. You're very, very close to Hilltop, and you're really not all that far from even Town Center. But this area I just think is absolutely gorgeous, and there's a reason why people seek out this area specifically. And you'll see why this area has one of the lowest turnover, which means people just buy and they hold on to these properties for a very long period of time. So 507 West Holly Road is currently under contract at $1.9 million, or just under a hair of that, at 8 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, and just over 7,000 square feet. You'll see why this is one of the best houses in the area in a golf course neighborhood at this price point. Let's take a look at these photos. I'm super excited to run through this one. Opening shot, I love this. I love the layout, I love the yard maintenance. You can see the landscaping is absolutely gorgeous. Now this is technically on water, but you'll see that all they have out here is a kayak and a nice little kind of decking, because this isn't an area where you could probably even drop in a boat. Maybe King will show on the map why you can't get access to the main water. But you also are directly across from the golf course, and all of this outside patio and decking and sitting area just shows off Southern living at its finest. This kitchen is incredible. 4 pendulum lights across probably a 12 or even 15-foot island there. A huge, I'm gonna guess that that's Wolf, but I think Wolf has the red knobs. That might be a Viking range, but you can see how it might be a 12 burner stove. That is pretty incredible. With the pot filler on the backsplash there, that is a nice little touch. Lots and lots of built-ins, tons of natural lighting. They did a great job. Every single one of these has a tray ceiling or some type of architectural craftsman detail that's put in to give it a little bit more of a defined sense of space. The hand railings and flooring are absolutely gorgeous. Real hardwood throughout. You can just tell this place is exceptionally well taken care of. I love little details like this where you have a little office space for paying bills or kids to sit down and do homework. I think that's just a really nice touch. Primary suite here is enormous. You can tell that they also spent some money on carpet here. Anytime you get into design patterns into the carpet itself, you're spending a little bit more money. And I love this tray ceiling. I just like the way this looks. You can tell they have the lights on, but you probably don't even need it with all of this natural lighting. Props to whoever this photographer is. I can tell you that sometimes it is very difficult to give it proper exposure while also showing the outside, and they did a great job of this. Now, as you can probably expect in a primary suite, you're gonna get both a soaker tub and a really nice master shower at this price point. Plenty of cabinet space, 2 full sinks so that it has a his and a hers. Even in the landing on the upper side, you have a tray ceiling detail up there. Again, something that you would probably see at this price point or expect to see at this price point. I'm just continuously really impressed with whoever the landscaper is on this property. It's absolutely gorgeous. I know I use the word absolutely all the time, but it's the word I go to all the time. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, in the luxury price point, don't these homes tend to sit? And I can tell you that you're active under contract at under 30 days, even at 1.8 million or 1.9 million. That does not surprise me in the least, especially in this market. Interest rates are quickly rising here in, April 14th as the day of this filming. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a slowdown over time. But if you're looking for a golf course community and have amazing views with something that you can drop a kayak in, plenty of space for you and your family, and have really quick access to the beach and shopping, 1.9 is kind of the normal barrier to entry if you want to get to this level of home. Okay, and until the next time on the next price point video, thanks for tuning in and see you next time.